It's Jim Murray time. Let's check out the top 3. Coming right up. Hi everyone, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's Vin PF, and if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You'll get videos just like this every Monday and Thursday, with a couple of little special editions just like this video throughout the weeks. This video is all about the Jim Murray Whiskey Bible, specifically the 2019 version. I've covered the 2018 and the 2017 versions as well, so if you want to go and check out the top 3 for those years, go and check out the links up here and throughout the video, and you'll see more about it. But also, if you want to check out this year's book, this isn't a review of the book, it's more of a video about the whiskies themselves. Check out the links in the description below, along with information about all the drams involved, and you can purchase in Amazon in the UK and help the channel out as well. So there's actually 4 whiskies we're going to talk about today. This one here is the Blanton's Gold Edition, but I'm going to come to that last because it's the 4th on the list, but it's the only one I've got in stock, so we'll talk about that and have a little bit of a review. First of all, let's check out number 3. Third on the list is the Thomas H. Handy Sazerac Rye from the BTAC, that's the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection 2017. Not the 2018 bottling, that hasn't actually been released yet at time of recording nor time of book. So I assume he managed to try the 2017 bottlings and has included them in this book because it's his choice for the best ones. That particular bottling I don't have, nor do I have the top one as well. Very difficult to get hold of. If you know anything about the Buffalo Trace Antique Collections, they sell for about £150 retail. They disappear immediately, if not as part of a lottery or something like that. And then they're on to the auction websites and such like that. A good example, this particular one is selling for about £260 right now, but I can guarantee you that's going to go through the roof now that it's been in the news and it's been on the whiskey websites. The Thomas H. Handy is one of 3 in the range that's barrel proof. There's also the William LaRue Weller and of course the George T. Stagg. Now I haven't got the 2017 versions, but I did cover a couple of the other BTACs in the past. Those links will be going up here as well. But this particular one that came in 3rd place is only a 6-year-old bourbon. That's not to say that that's a low amount of time. In America, the differences in temperature between night and day are very different, rather than in Scotland it's very stable. So 6 years is a good amount of time for a bourbon, and even better at barrel proof. 6 years and 5 months to be precise. But it made something like 14,000 bottles. It's not that much for worldwide release, and the kind of press this stuff gets is amazing. But if you have tried the Sazerac Rye, then let me know what you think about it below. I'm a member of the British Bourbon Society on Facebook, and they're always raving about the BTAC collection, specifically the Thomas H. Handy. Let's check out number 2 on the list. So number 2 is the Glenrothes 18-year-old Rare Edition. Now, I did cover this last year because it came 3rd last year, I believe. So it's been going up and down. It came 2nd in 2017, 3rd last year. Now it's 2nd again. It's always somewhere around the list on his list. So he really likes this whiskey. It's sold out right now as of today, but it's around about £100, £120 for a bottle. Very, very expensive for a bottle, but it's a 43%. And like I said, I covered it on last year's video, so if you're really interested in a kind of mini review on that, go and check that video out and you'll see more about it. But in a nutshell, I said it was kind of boring. It's one of those whiskies that the more time you spend with it, then there's flavours there for sure. But for my palate, I want more bang for my buck. And if I'm going to spend £120 on a bottle of whiskey, it needs to taste better than that, in my opinion. It's a good whiskey, and people that have it enjoy it, that's fine. Personally, for me, not the 2nd best whiskey in the world, but that's the whole point of this thing, is it's not to say this is the best whiskey in the world. It's Jim Murray's 2nd best whiskey in the world. He likes it, that's fine. Moving on. Number 3 on the list is the William LaRue Weller, also from the 2017 BTAC collection. That's 2 in the top. Now the William LaRue Weller especially makes it into the list quite frequently. The last time it was in 2017, and that was the 2015 bottling, which I did try. I do have a review of that. Those links have been going up all throughout the video. Just another amazing whiskey. It's a 64.1%, so it's an absolute monster. But this one is 12 years old. So it's not like the last one, which was 6 years old. This is a very, very aged for a bourbon. So the William Larue Weller is 155 barrels, and that produced something like 19,000 bottles. It's a lot more than it did last year, but it all just flew off. The William Larue Weller has got a bit of a reputation already, having been in the top 3 numerous times in the kind of 15 years that Jim's been doing this book, and it just goes off into the ether. So now it's something like £360, but if you're going to go back to like the 2015 bottling, it's like £1,000 for a bottle now on auction websites. Absolutely insane. As you can tell, I don't have a bottle here. I tend to stay out of stuff like that. I'm not into the lotteries. I'm not into queuing up for a bottle of whiskey. I'm certainly not into spending ridiculous amounts of money on auction websites. But they are good whiskies. If you can get any of the BTACs, you won't be disappointed. In fact, as I say, at time of recording, they haven't been released in the UK or America yet. But so take this opportunity to start doing your research and find out what you might want from the 2018. It could be worth going into a lottery for it. You know, it's £150 or whatever you pay in America, but it's one of those things. It's a lot of money. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. Okay, so this one's a little bit different because last year it was only the top 3. This year it's still only really the top 3, but he added in a 4th proper accolade for this little beauty, and that's the Blanton's Gold Edition Single Cask. Absolutely lovely, and I've got my British Bourbon Society Glen there as a support for them. Do check them out if you're in the UK, or if you're not, then they put lots of great information about bourbons on there. And in fact, I got this sample, a double size, from one of the other members, a good friend of mine called Gus. So cheers, buddy. So this in the UK, unfortunately, it doesn't get sold in America, which is a really weird thing for a bourbon. It's only for international markets. UK gets quite a lot, obviously Germany and things like that get quite a lot. So it's going to suck for the US guys, because the Blanton's original that they get is a good whiskey with a nice little kind of silver horse on it and whatever. But this one is the Gold Edition. This is meant to be kind of the cream of the cream of the selections, and it gets a little gold thing on it, and it's got some nice writing around the bottle as well. This particular one is not the one that won Jim Murray's Whiskey Single Cask of the Year. I'll have to read me notes for that because it's a lot of information. Let's have a look at this. So the one that won was came from Warehouse H, Rick 79, was barrel number 40, and was dumped on the 3rd of June 2017. Now mine came from Gus. You can't read that at all. I'll have to read it. It is Warehouse 71, Rick 7, barrel 337, dumped 4 of November 16. There you go. So it's not the same, but it's the same sort of liquid going into it. We can probably have a good old guess if it would be the same or not, but there's going to be batch variation. Now I've had to have this thing sitting out there for a while because it's not as high ABV as some of the other ones we've been talking about today, but it is 103 proof, 51.5, but it's just a glorious nose. All the raisins, all the sugars, all the vanillas. It's kind of a staple bourbon nose for sure. Let's try on the palate. Oh, absolutely huge. Massive amounts of that ABV coming through. Some might say you get some burn from it, but I'm a huge fan of high strength ABVs and things like that, so I'm kind of getting immune to it now. But it's just an absolutely fabulous whiskey. Dare I say creamy. Not sure of the mash bill, but I'll be very surprised if there's not quite a large amount of rye in there. Clearly it's going to be at least 51% corn. Finished off with rye, high spicy notes, a little bit of menthol. Really nice. Really glad to Gus for letting me try that. I'm going to finish that while I edit this video and get it out. Thanks for joining me for another video of Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible, this one, the 2019. Don't forget to check out in the description below. You can find out a whole wealth of information about all the other winners. Links in there will be to my videos if I've covered them. And of course, if you want to buy the book, don't forget to check out the Amazon link in the description below. That will really help me out. I get a little cut of that, so it will help the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on another No Nonsense Whiskey video.